our cervical muscles. We're going to worry less about the action of the muscle and think more about origin insertion. This is more about moving the origin away from the insertion and keeping kind of a counter stretch on both the origin and insertion, more so than going exactly opposite of what the muscle does. Okay, so we're going to start with upper trap. Upper trap runs from the occipital ridge, the nuchal ligament, down to your acromion process. So what we are going to do is start by moving the head. If you remember, when you work with the head, you need to keep your hands soft. Your motions need to be slow. I don't like to pull on people's heads, so I don't put my stretch force through the head. I'll put a little bit of counter force lightly through my grip, but I'm not creating my stretch force on the head. So I'm going to put my stretch force on the acromion. Now I'm going to move the origin away from the insertion by putting Diane into a side bend. And then I'm going to keep my hands kind of on that occiput, right on the side that I'm stretching, and I'm creating a little bit of a counter force on that occiput. So creating a little bit of counter pull. So I'm pulling towards that side bend position. This hand is going to go on her acromion. This is where my stretch force is going to come from. Use the heel of your hand, and you're pushing the acromion kind of towards the feet. But you have to keep a little counter pressure on the occiput. It doesn't have to be hard. It's not a hard grip, and I'm not creating a pull from there. But if you don't keep a little counter pressure there, then her upper trap is tight. It'll just pull her head right over when you put your hand on the acromion. Will that stretch?
A little bit. That's
All right, so that's upper trap. Now scalene goes to the clavicle, first rib, instead of to the acromion. So the pressure now is going to come through the clavicle. You're going to use the heel of your hand on that superior aspect of the clavicle, and you're going to push down towards the feet. And the tweak we're going to do to this is going to be to turn the head towards the side, or well, away from the side, excuse me, away from the side we're stretching. So towards the side that you side bent to. Some people, when they do scalene, will like to be here with their grip. So you're going to kind of come up on the occiput that way and get that superior end of the muscle. And then you're pushing on the clavicle towards the feet. You feel that?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can also, you don't have to go from the front like that. You can also do it this way. Same way you had your hand before.
Yeah.
Like that. So whichever way you feel like you can get a better grip on them.
Are you doing a pull
Without
also
having
with
to
both
dig.
hands?
Yes. Yeah. This hand on the head is it's not a pull as much as it is a counter pressure. Once you start putting that stretch force on, what you're going to feel is that the head is going to pull back into your hand. That the muscle's tight, so it's going to try to pull on that head, and you're not pulling on the head as much as you're just stopping it from moving back, so it's a counter force the other way. And that'll make more sense when you actually have your hands on somebody. You feel that. You'll feel that their head wants to pull back down, and you're just giving a little bit of counter pressure to prevent it from doing that. All right, now sternocleidomastoid, same basic thing. Start with that side bend position of the head. This time you're rotating towards the side that you're stretching. So it's like that. Tweak your hand a little bit so that you're on the mastoid process. I'm still kind of coming up across your occiput too, but I'm really hooking around the mastoid process. And then hand on the clavicle again. Doing that. And that one you're going to feel kind of from behind the ear up towards the front. So hook on that mastoid process.